This educational video is intended to help children build their vocabulary for the purpose of their general knowledge, as well as to improve their scores on state and other standardized exams. Please pause the video to read the purpose, scope, and warnings related to this video. This video has a free student engagement worksheet that can also be used as a quiz. It's available in many formats. Please see the link in the description to download this. In this video, we'll learn the definition of these words. We'll do that by focusing on the meaning of the word parts, which make up each word. The prefix ampl means enough or large. We typically use the word ampl to mean that we have enough of something. For example, we have ample food for everyone at the party. We have ample time to finish decorating before the party begins. The word amplify means to make larger. An amplifier is like a speaker that makes an electric guitar much louder. We can plug other electric instruments into an amplifier too. The most common use of the word amplitude is to describe how tall a wave is. For example, to measure the amplitude of the waves in this container, we first find the level of the water if there were no waves, which we'll write with a black line. Then we take a snapshot picture when there is a wave and measure its height above the black line. That height is the wave's amplitude. The prefix art means skill that a person has. An artist is someone who makes a decoration or does a performance with skill. Visual artists make things that we can see and sometimes touch. Visual artists include people who make things using their hands and tools, such as painters, sculptors of clay, and wood carvers. Visual artists also include people who use high-tech equipment to create their pieces, such as photographers, videographers, and digital artists. Sometimes artists create things to make us feel emotions, such as happiness. Other times, they make things to document a major event or show us what someone looked like. More recently, artists have started to play a huge role in science education. For example, some digital artists create animations using computers to help students learn about science. An artist created this image of two stars colliding that happened many trillions of miles from us and many years ago. Performing artists do things that we can hear or see, such as in a theater or in a video. They include singers, musicians, and dancers. We watch them for entertainment. Some also recreate major historical events, so teach us about important things from history. An artisan is someone who has a lot of skill and makes something using her or his hands and some tools, in contrast to a visual artist who makes things that we are only supposed to look at. The things that an artisan makes may be used for something. For example, a potter is an artisan who can make dishes out of clay that we can then use during meals. Artisans often use tools and techniques that were invented hundreds of years ago. Much of what an artisan makes are also available from factories. But in a factory, machines make the products so they're not touched by hands. An artisan makes something one piece at a time with great care, so each product is unique. The word artifact is made of two word parts. The second one is fact, which means make. Together, these word parts refer to something that people have made, either by hand or by using a machine. There are two common uses of this word. The first is to refer to something that people wanted to make, and is now very old. This jar is an artifact from more than 3,000 years ago. Museums are full of artifacts from past civilizations. The second common use of the word artifact is to refer to something that people made, but they didn't want to make it. This is a common word in photography. For example, if you've ever taken a picture through a screen, you'll notice a pattern of lines on the photograph or video that doesn't exist in real life. We call this pattern an artifact. The screen is made of thin, straight wires that are only 2 millimeters apart. But sometimes we get an artifact that makes the wires look like wavy lines that are widely spaced. Since people invented the camera, these lines are indirectly made by people and are not made by nature, so they're called artifacts. The word artificial has a word part ficial, which is a spelling variation on fact. Together, these word parts describe something made by people or our machines, in contrast to something made by nature. For example, a yellow rubber ducky is artificial because it's made by people or our machines. It's not made by nature. The orange-colored candy has artificial flavors to make them taste like oranges. Some of those flavors were designed by people using chemistry in a lab. In contrast, real oranges are natural because they grow on trees. The term AI refers to artificial intelligence. In contrast to a book, poem, or song that a person writes, This poem is being written by a computer that is using artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence programs were invented by people, and they run on computers. We call it artificial intelligence because it's not natural. In contrast, natural intelligence is what people have because we were born with it, so it comes from nature. We asked the computer to make a picture showing a unicorn, lamb, and fawn. These are 4 pictures the computer made using artificial intelligence. Thanks for your attention.